Hello students and learners, welcome to the new lecture, that is the chapter 2, respiration, the energy releasing system. So till the previous lesson, that is the in the chapter 1, we have completed whole chapter and also the revision is completed, okay, and we are starting with the new lecture, that is chapter 2, respiration, the energy releasing system. Okay, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the respiratory system. Respiratory systems like lungs, how the lungs are going to absorb the oxygen gas and also eliminating other carbon dioxide gases and so on. We are going to discuss all those things in this chapter. And while coming to the chapter, we have the few important topics. These all are the main important topics, and in each and every topic there are subtopics that also we are going to discuss in this. Okay, so now let us start about our discussion. The first we will discuss the introduction. Okay, introduction, that is the food. So what is food material? In the previous lesson also we have seen the food is nothing but it is the energy source. This food is necessary to carry out the life process, important life process in the organisms. So life process is nothing but respiration, digestion, excretion, reproduction, and all these functions are known as life process. Okay, so that are occurring in the organism. Next is the food provides energy after the breakdown through a process known as respiration. So first of all, we have to discuss about the cellular respiration. So what is meant by cellular respiration? Let us consider you have taken the food material. Okay, so food material, in the food material the sugars are present. Not only sugars, many components are present. Let us take the example of the glucose molecules. So these glucose molecules, after the digestion, so the starch will get digested into glucose molecules. These glucose molecules enters into the blood. Okay, so after the digestion, these nutrients are absorbed into the blood. This blood, the nutrients are present in the blood. So these glucose molecules enters into the cells. So we know that the cells, in the previous academic years we have studied the cells contain cell organelles. Let us consider this is a cell. So the cell contains nucleus and also it contains mitochondria. Okay, so the glucose is going to enter into the cells. Here you will see the glycolysis. Okay, glycolysis will be seen, and after the breakdown of glycolysis you will get little bit amount of energy. Again the two products after the breakdown of the glucose, that is nothing but pyruvate. Two molecules of the pyruvate again comes and enters into the mitochondria, and in the mitochondria again these pyruvate molecules are getting broken down, and this ATP, this mitochondria is going to produce the ATP. Okay, ATP means adenosine triphosphate. In the last chapter, that is chapter 1, nutrition, we have discussed about ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is the energy currency of the cell. It means here the glucose is turning into energy source. That energy source is known as ATP. Okay, first the glucose enters into the cell. In the cell the glucose will be broken down. That breakdown of that glucose molecule is known as glycolysis. Okay, glycolysis. Okay, that is occurring in the cytoplasm of the cell. So glycolysis means in this glycolysis you will see the two molecules of the pyruvate. So pyruvate will be obtained. This pyruvate enters into the mitochondria. So this mitochondria helps in the production of the ATP. Okay, so this is the main important topic here. So can you see the breakdown of the food material? Yes, exactly, there is a breakdown of the food material. So the sentence is saying the same thing is said by this sentence. Okay, so the food provides energy after the breakdown through the process of the respiration. So to do all this process, what is required? The oxygen is very important. The oxygen is important for these processes. Okay, so the respiration in the Latin, it is nothing but, respire is nothing but breathing. It leads to the final utilization of the food material. Here the food is taken, the food undergoes a series of the steps. In the series of the steps, that steps is known as respiration. You can see there is a final utilization of the food material. So food is turning into the energy. The glucose is turning into energy. This whole process is known as respiration. Okay, whole process is known as respiration. This is most important. And respiration is a process of inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. So in general term, the respiration is nothing but the breathing is nothing but inhaling and exhaling gases. So in terms of respiration, the oxygen is utilized and carbon dioxide is released. So all the cells need oxygen. So whatever the cell may be, it may be muscle cell, okay, it may be skin cell or any cell in the body. The cells need oxygen. Oxygen, and why this oxygen is necessary? The oxygen is necessary to oxidize the food material. Oxygen is necessary to oxidize, okay. So to oxidize, the oxygen is necessary. The what will get oxidized? The food materials will get oxidized, the glucose molecules will get oxidized. At the end of the reaction, at the end of the steps, you will see generation of the energy known as ATP. So will you see only ATP? No, not only ATP, you will see water, H2O, and also you will see CO2. So the CO2, whatever is produced after cellular respiration, it will come back to the lungs. It will come back to the lungs, and through the lungs, this carbon dioxide will be released into the environment. Okay. So this is the overview of this topic, that is introduction. Okay. Hence remember, the oxygen is necessary for the proper functioning or proper utilization of the food material. Okay. So next is the discovery of the gases. So what is discovery? Discovery means it is present in the nature already, but we have to find it. Previously we don't know about it, but it is present in the nature. Okay, that is known as discovery. Okay, what is meant by invention? Invention means that is not present in the nature. That is not present in the nature. We have to create it. Example, invention of the aeroplanes. Okay, that is the invention. So discovery means already present in the nature. We have to find it with the help of research or with the help of some other procedure. So what they are discovering? They are discovering the gases and respiration. It means already gases are present. Before we name the gases, these gases are present, but we did not know about it. Based upon some researches and observations, the scientists found these gases and gave the name to those gases. What are those gases names? Oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, etc. Okay. So we are going to discuss about the importance of gases in the respiration. Okay. The term respiration came into use a century after the word breathing was used. After the breathing word was using, so it took around century. Okay, you know that century. So after the century of the years, the breathing word, the what you see, the term respiration was used. So the way back in the 14th century. So the respiration is a medical term. What is medical term? What is medical? Medical means it will be used in the medical science. Okay, in the medical science, the respiration, it is referred for the involving the passage of air and also production of the body heat. So in the previous chapter also we have seen the food is necessary to produce the heat also, not only energy but also heat. So this heat, whatever the temperature or heat that is produced, it is utilized for the normal functioning of the body. Okay, so that is involving the passage of air and also production of the body heat. This whatever the gases are air, that is helping in the production of the heat. Okay, that is by oxidation. Just now we have discussed here. Okay, next is the Lavoisier and also Priestley did a comprehensive work on the properties of the gases, and it was not known. It was not until the 18th century. Okay, till the time. So here there are a few questions. That is, can it be said that the Priestley's experiment helped to find out more about the composition of air and how? So in the previous chapter also we have discussed about the Priestley's experiment. Okay, so yes, the answer is yes. The Priestley experiment find out the composition of air. What is meant by composition? Composition means in air what are the gases that are present. In the air you will see different types of the gases, especially oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and so on. So with the help of the Priestley's experiment, it came to know that the composition of the air, and the discovery and experiment helped the evidences, and it became the evidences of the Lavoisier experiment. Okay, so now let us discuss about the Lavoisier experiment. So Lavoisier carried out several experiments to find out the properties of the gases, and he thought that the gas liberated on heating charcoal powder in the bell jar is likely to be the fixed air. Okay, so what is this experiment? He took one bell jar. Okay, so in the bell jar he put one container containing the charcoal powder. Okay, this charcoal powder, and he put a bell jar. Okay, this is surface. Above the surface there is a small container. In the container there is a charcoal powder, and above this setup he put one bell jar. Okay, so what is happening here? So if you ignite the charcoal powder from the outside, which in the last classes also we have discussed, with the help of magnifying glass you can ignite it. So after the igniting, what you can see, the charcoal powder is going to burn and it is going to release some kind of gases. Okay, so whatever the gas that is released by the burning of the charcoal powder, he thought that it is the fixed air. Okay, it is likely to be fixed air. So what is fixed air? This fixed air is nothing but CO2, carbon dioxide. So in those times, in those olden days, they did not know about the carbon dioxide. Later they gave the name carbon dioxide. So before the name has given, they used the term fixed air. According to their knowledge, the fixed air is nothing but the carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is released by burning the charcoal powder. Okay, so this is one experiment, and in the next series of the experiment, so again the same flat surface. So there is a, now he has taken the water trough. What is water trough? A small container. Let us draw the diagram very big. So this is the surface, this is a water trough. Okay, in the water trough, what he has placed, he has put some water. He poured some water, and above the water there is a powder. What is that powder? There is a phosphorus. Okay, there is a phosphorus. So the phosphorus is present here, and he put the bell jar over it. Okay, so he ignited he ignited the phosphorus from the outside. So now he came to know that there is some gas is released, and this gas is released, but he is confirmed that whatever the gas that is released, so whatever the gas that is released, that is due to the combustion. Okay, what is combustion? Burning is nothing but the combustion. So he is burning it, he is burning the phosphorus, and there is a releasing of the gases. So what is responsible for the burning condition of the phosphorus? Which gas is responsible for the burning of the process? In the time, the Levaiser is confirmed that whatever the gas that is responsible for the burning of the phosphorus is not water vapor. So water vapor is not responsible for the burning of the phosphorus. There is some other gas. What is that gas responsible for the burning of the phosphorus? Okay, so that gas is nothing but oxygen. The oxygen is responsible for the burning of the phosphorus and releasing of the carbon dioxide, that is known as the fixed air. Okay, so he came to know, he found that the gas that combined with phosphorus was not the water vapor. What is difference between water and water vapor? Water and water vapor. Okay, so when the water is in liquid condition, that we will call as a liquid water or water. When the water is evaporated, when it turns into gaseous state, okay, gaseous state, so that is known as water vapor. Okay, that is known as water vapor. He is confirmed that the water vapor is not responsible for the burning of the phosphorus. Okay, so it is about it. This sentence is clear. And next is the Levaiser concluded that the substance which combines with the phosphorus is either air itself or another air elastic fluid present in the certain proportions. So there is some component that is in the air, that is in the air of the bell jar, and that is nothing but either the air itself and also elastic fluid. So what is that elastic fluid? Elastic fluid is nothing but oxygen. Okay, so that is elastic fluid that is present in the certain proportion. Certain proportion means there is a certain percentages of the gases in the air. So carbon dioxide has certain percentage, oxygen has certain percentage, and nitrogen has a certain percentages. We will discuss these certain percentages after a moment. Okay, remember that these gases are present in the air at certain percentages. So the component of air also help in the burning of this phosphorus. Okay, next question is, what was produced by the combustion according to the Levaiser? So the fixed air, that fixed air is known as carbon dioxide. Just now we have seen the fixed air is known as carbon dioxide, that is released after the combustion of the phosphorus and released after the combustion of the charcoal powder. Okay, that was produced on the combustion according to the Levaiser. Okay, so what is combustion? You have to remember the word combustion. It is nothing but burning. Okay, So what did the Lavoisier find out about the air from his experiment? So he found that carbon dioxide, that is known as fixed air, was released during the combustion. What is combusted over there? The two components were burnt over there. That first one is the charcoal powder, and next is phosphorus. Okay, so phosphorus, which is kept over the water trough, and above it there is a placing of the bell jar. Okay, so bell jar, and also there is a releasing of the carbon dioxide. Okay, and next question is, what conclusion can be drawn from the Lavoisier experiment? According to the Lavoisier experiment, carbon dioxide and oxygen were the components of the air. Components means there are the mixture of the gases. We know that the air is a mixture of the gases. What is meant by mixture? Means different types. Mixture means different types. So in the mixture, the oxygen is one, okay, carbon dioxide is one, nitrogen is one, and so on. These all are the different types of the gases, hence we can call it as a mixture of the gases. Okay, next Lavoisier noted that the profound difference between the air after the combustion of the metal and exhaled air from the respiration. So if you burn the substance, you will get the carbon dioxide, and if you respire, okay, if you respire, then also there is a production of the carbon dioxide. So what he said, there is a difference between the carbon dioxide released after the burning of any substance, that is phosphorus, and there is a difference in the carbon dioxide that is released after the respiration. So what is the difference between these two? Okay, that we are going to discuss now. So the air released after the combustion of metal, let us take the zinc metal or any other metal, they are going to release some kind of carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide contains some kind of other substances. Hence the carbon dioxide or the gas which is released after the burning of any metal did not precipitate the lime solution or lime water. If you pass this gas after the burning, if you pass into the lime solution, this lime solution will not turn into milky white. No milky white. Okay, no milky white. But if you pass the carbon dioxide, or if you pass the gas that is coming after the respiration, what will happen? The lime solution is going to turn into milky white. Okay, the milky white. So this is only the difference. This is the profound difference between these two. Okay, the gas which is coming after the burning of the metal did not turn the lime solution into milky white, but the gas which is coming after the respiration turned the lime water into milky white. Okay, so this is only the difference, or you can call it as a precipitation. So after the precipitation, what you can see there is a formation of the milky white appearances. So what is precipitation? Small insoluble particles will be formed in the solution. Insoluble particles in the solution. Okay, that is known as precipitation. Okay, so that will be formed. And Lavoisier deduced that there are two processes in the respiration. So what is that respiration? And we are going to discuss after a moment. So he carried out another experiment, and he showed that 1/6 volume of the air, volume of ventilated air. So here there is a term ventilation. So what is the term? The term ventilation refers to the component of air responsible for the burning or respiration. So what is that component? Okay, that component is nothing but oxygen. Okay, so and the air consists of the chalky acid gas. So that is the main thing over here. So the respirable air in the lungs change to chalky acid air, and exchanging of the air takes place. Let us consider this is the lungs. Okay, let us consider this is the lungs, and there is a trachea that is entering into the lungs. So through the trachea, the oxygen will enter into the lungs, and this oxygen will be absorbed by the lungs over here, and as a result the carbon dioxide that is coming from the body will be released into the trachea, from the trachea into the outside. Okay, it means what you can see, the oxygen is turning into carbon dioxide according to the scientist. Okay, so what the carbon dioxide is, he is saying that chalky acid air, that is nothing but carbon dioxide. It means the oxygen is turning into carbon dioxide in lungs. Okay, in lungs. So again this lungs will enter into the environment. And again the oxygen is coming from the environment only and enter into the lungs, and this oxygen will turn into carbon dioxide will enter into the environment. This is known as respiratory system, that is occurring through the lungs. The respirable air is absorbed and the equal amount of chalky acid is released from the lungs. Let us consider 20%. This is only the for your understanding purpose. So 20% of oxygen is absorbed, the same 20% of carbon dioxide will be released. Okay, 20% of the carbon dioxide will be released. It means the amount of the carbon dioxide is equal to the amount of the amount of oxygen is absorbed is equal to the amount of the carbon dioxide released from the lungs. Okay, and next is the respirable air combines with blood. So what is that respirable air? Oxygen. So this oxygen is entering from the atmosphere into the lungs. Okay, so in the lungs what it is happening? In the lungs what is happening? The oxygen is binding with blood. Okay, so it is binding with the blood, that is also RBC. Okay, that is also RBC. So again the blood containing oxygen, okay, the blood containing oxygen will enter into the tissue. Okay, and in the tissue the oxygen will be released. Again along with the oxygen releasing there is the absorption of the CO2. Okay, CO2 will be absorbed. Now the blood along with the CO2 enters into lungs. Okay, so from the lungs it will be released into the environment. Okay, this is known as respiration. Okay, this is known as respiration, or you can call it as a respiratory system. Okay, so the respirable air combines with the blood to produce the red blood color, that is nothing but hemoglobin. So what is hemoglobin? Let us see, this is the diagram. So this is the diagram of the RBC. This is the diagram of the RBC. So the RBC contains hemoglobins. Okay, these are all the hemoglobins. If you zoom a small hemoglobin protein, it looks in this way. Okay, so these are the hemoglobin proteins. Okay, these are the heme groups. It contains 4 heme groups. They contains iron. Each heme group containing iron. Okay, so when the oxygen is going to bind to the iron, when the oxygen binds to the each iron atom in the heme groups, so what will happen? It will becomes red color. Okay, that is nothing but it is going to give the red blood color, even more red blood color. But generally, irrespective of presence of oxygen and absence of oxygen, the heme group is going to give red color to the blood. Remember, the red blood color is due to the hemoglobin. These all are the hemoglobin proteins that is present in the RBC. Okay, so this is main important. The respirable gas is oxygen and chalky acid air is a carbon dioxide. The gas that is utilized by the living organisms can be used for the burning purpose also. The oxygen is used for the living organisms, okay, living condition. The same oxygen is used for the combustion. If you want to burn a candle, the oxygen is necessary. If you want to burn a paper, the oxygen is necessary. Anything, each and every combustion process, oxygen is necessary. So which gas do you think the Lavoisier is talking about, and why he says the chalky acid gas? So he is saying that the chalky acid gas is also known as a carbon dioxide. Okay, and why he is saying the chalky acid? Because it is going to produce a milky white precipitations in the lime solution. When you pass the carbon dioxide into the lime solution, this gas is going to produce the milky white in the lime solution, that is known as chalky acid air. So which gas according to him is respirable air? So according to him the oxygen was known as respirable air according to the Lavoisier. So what steps in the process of the respiration does the Lavoisier mean as the influence of this experiment? So in here the Lavoisier mentioned that there are 2 steps in the respiration. We have just now I have said after a moment we are going to discuss about the steps which is discussed or which is said by the Lavoisier. So what are those? The respiration. The respiration includes 2 steps. One is the inspiration. Okay, inspiration and expiration. Okay, you can also call it as a inhalation or exhalation. So in inhalation you will see there is air. The air will be inhaled into the lungs. So the air contains oxygen, carbon dioxide, and so on. Other all gases are present, but their composition is different. And here what you will see, there is absorption of the oxygen. Oxygen will get absorbed into the inhaled air, and in the expiration what you will see, the air from the body will be eliminated outside. It contains more amount of the carbon dioxide. Here there is a more amount of oxygen is there in the inspiration, and here in the expiration there is more amount of carbon dioxide in the air. Okay, this is only the difference. Inhaling the air containing oxygen is known as inhalation, or inspiration or inhalation, and expiration means the exhaling the air containing the carbon dioxide. Okay, and a few lines from the textbook of human physiology that is written by the renowned chemist, a famous chemist known as John Daffer in the mid 19th century, goes like this. What he said, he has written this small paragraph. That is what he is saying, the chief materials. What is meant by chief material? Chief material means the important materials. The important materials that are which a living being receives. What the living being is receiving? The glucose molecules, the glucose, oxygen, and so on. These all are the chief important materials. Not only the proteins, vitamins, everything. These all are the chief important materials that is being received by the living organisms or matter. So what is matter? Anything, any substance that takes space in the nature is known as matter. So this matter can be burnt. You can burn the glucose molecules, and you can burn the protein molecules, and so on. Okay, why? Because they contain some amount of energy. And water and oxygen and gas also taken, these all are known as chief important materials. And out of the action these upon the another, all physical phenomena of life is arising. So all these organisms, that is nothing but that is the accumulation of the food material. You have grown such up to some extent, like up to some height and up to some weight. That is nothing but by receiving the chief important materials from the earth. Okay, that is known as physical phenomena. And what the body expels out is the water. So body is also going to expel out, that is known as water, and oxides of the carbon. So what is oxides of carbon? Example, carbon dioxide. So next, phosphorus, sulfur, and others. These all are the substances that will be expelled by the body. So next is the exhaled air is warmer than the normal air. Exhaled air means released air. Released air from the nostrils, that is little bit warmer than the normal air. So the major component and element in the process of respiration is known by the mid 19th century. Okay, and it is common the observation that our breath is warmer than the air around us. Does respiration have anything to do this? Yes, when there is oxidation of the food material, what will happen? The glucose will be broken down, energy will be released. Okay, during this process of energy release, some amount of heat will be released. The triangle represents that there is a production of the heat. That heat will be is maintaining the body temperature. Okay, body temperature. When the air is coming out, it is going to bring out some amount of temperature. Okay, the air is bringing out some amount of temperature. So this is only the reason the air that we breathe out as certain amount of temperature. Okay, this is only the reason. Next, the event or steps in the respiration. So events or steps in the respiration include the first, respiration. We have to define the term respiration. It is the complex biochemical and physical process. So biochemical means the materials like glucose, starch, proteins, or what it may be, there is a chemical reaction going on. The chemical reaction is going on in the body. So if these chemical reactions are going on in the body, that is known as biochemical. Okay, the chemical process that is occurring inside the body is known as biochemical process. And also the next is the other physical process. So a physical process like taking the air with the help of lungs. Okay, so it is a physical process. You have to inhale air, the lungs has to expand, and lungs has to contract, and so on. So these are also a physical process. So the breathing, it is the movement of air into the lungs and also out of the lungs, that is known as breathing. Just breathing word refers to taking air into the lungs and releasing air out of the lungs, that is known as a breathing. So the gases exchange at lungs is the main important thing that is going to occur. First, the gases will enter into the lungs, and there in the lungs there is a exchanging of the gases between the lungs alveoli. Okay, what is meant by alveoli? In the next lecture we are going to discuss in detail about the alveoli. So in the lungs there is alveoli. Okay, they are the sac like structures. The air enters into it, oxygen is going to enter into the alveoli, and right after the alveoli there is a blood capillaries. Okay, the blood capillaries where the carbon dioxide is present. The carbon dioxide enters into the alveoli and oxygen is going to enter into the blood vessel, that is known as blood capillary. Okay, so there is exchanging. Can you see here, there is exchanging of the carbon dioxide and also oxygen. So from the outside, from the environment, the oxygen is entering into it and oxygen enters into the blood, and at the same time the carbon dioxide is released into the alveoli. And this from the alveoli a gas enters into the lungs. From the lungs it enters into the environment. Okay, this is known as inspiration, this is known as expiration or exhalation. Okay, so this is the process. This is a gas exchange occurring at the lungs. It's a gas transport by the blood, that is known as oxygen will be absorbed by blood from the blood capillaries. Here you can see oxygen is absorbed from the by the blood capillaries in the near to the alveoli. And what is happening here? Again this oxygen gas will be sent to the body parts. Here we are representing the BP. BP means body parts. Okay, the blood pressure also comes under it. Just for your to save the time, we are writing in the short form the body parts. So in the body parts the oxygen will be released, or to the cells oxygen will be released. Again these body parts or the cells are releasing the carbon dioxide, CO2. So these blood capillaries are bringing the blood, okay, deoxygenated blood or the carbon dioxide containing blood to the here this side. So here you can see there is a flow, there is a chain of the circulation of the blood along with the waste materials like carbon dioxide. So such kind of process is known as respiration. Okay, so it is going to bring the carbon dioxide again here, again the blood will become oxygenated, released here, again it will like accept the carbon dioxide, again come to the alveoli in the lungs, release the carbon dioxide, and so on. So this is a cyclic process. So next, the gas exchange at the tissue level. We can see here the oxygen which is brought here is released into the tissue of the body parts. So whatever the carbon dioxide is there in the tissue will be carried by the blood, okay, by the blood vessels. So the gases exchange at the tissue level is going on. Okay, next is cellular respiration. So just now we have seen this oxygen will be brought by the blood vessels to the cells. Let us consider this is a cell. So this oxygen will be released to the cells. Okay, so what the cells are doing, they are going to accept the oxygen and they are going to do the cellular respiration. Cellular respiration means the glucose molecules will be taken and these glucose molecules will be broken down to produce the energy. Okay, the cellular respiration, that is all is going on. So what is important here, the oxygen is most important to do this process, and energy along with carbon dioxide is also released. So this carbon dioxide will be again released into the blood vessels. Okay, so these will carry to the lungs, and again there will be a releasing of the carbon dioxide inside the lungs. This is known as cellular respiration. Here you can see the energy, carbon dioxide and water will be released. So this process is known as life process. Okay, and here the flow chart, small flow chart that you can see here, the similar type of the flow chart is also present in your textbook. So the first is the breathing. So that is nothing but movement of air into the lungs and outside the lungs. So next is the exchanging of the gases. So the gases will get exchanged at the level of the lungs. Next, transportation of the blood by the blood vessels. Again these blood vessels will carry the oxygen towards the tissue in the organs. So they are going to exchange the gases at the tissue level. Again they are going to transport, they are going to perform important functions is known as cellular respiration. In the cellular respiration the carbon dioxide will be released, energy will be released. Okay, so this carbon and also water will be released. So again the carbon dioxide will be brought towards the lungs. Okay, here you can see the brought towards the lungs, and from the lungs it will be released into the outside by a process known as breathing. Okay, and next, I hope this lecture is helpful to you, and also subscribe to the channel to get notifications on new lesson uploads. Like the video, share the video and comment. You can ask the questions or doubt in the comment section, and hence you can clear the doubts in the comment section below, and you can also suggest anything in the comment section. And in the next lecture we are going to discuss about the breathing, the pathway of air, and epiglottis and passage of the air. And remember that today there will be a test, and the link for the test will be given in the description, and you can attend the test, and you can know the understandings of your concept. Okay, and we will see in the next lecture. Okay, that is breathing, pathway of air, and epiglottis and passage of air. Okay, see you in the next lesson.